Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. We're once again here in Whangarei in the FS 2020 and we're gonna do another short hop in the brand new Fokker F28. Well, it's not that brand new anymore, but it's still new and exciting. So as we're making the way to the field now, to the apron, I'm gonna talk you through what we're gonna do today. So today is only gonna be a short flight again, just to experience the plane, not have much of a cruise, and also see the landscape. So we're gonna stay quite low. We're gonna take the plane up north to Whangarei for a touch and go, and then continue northwest to, what's the name? Kaitaia Airport. Both Whangarei and Kaitaia airports, small regional airports with runways between 1,000 and 1,200 meters. But as we're gonna travel light today, it's not gonna be a problem. The most concerns that I have is getting out of here. 1,000-meter runway. We're not gonna take too much fuel, only a handful of passengers, and as little cargo as possible, and then we should be making it out of here, no problem. So with that said, let's get to the flight deck and prepare the aircraft for takeoff. So I've noticed a few mistakes that I did in the last video. Also worked through the handbook, watched some more tutorials. So this flight should even be more, accurate, true to real life as the last one, as we're just learning to use this plane and getting better at controlling it. So let's establish power first and then set everything up. Before we do that, we check that the thrust levers are in the idle position, the gas log is on, flaps are up and corresponding, the speed brake is in, and the lift dampers are also in. Now coming up to the overhead again, turning on the battery. Let's probably turn this music off, as it is quite distracting. Cool feature though. And we should have checked the battery voltage before turning it on, but we can do it now. Gonna need at least 23 volts, 25 on the first battery, 25 on the second. That's looking good. Then we want to come up here for the APU start. Check that the generator 3, the APU generator, is in the off reset position. Turn on the main switch for the APU. Also turn on one pack. Allow 10 seconds for the APU door to open before attempting to start it. So now that 10 seconds should have passed, gonna engage the starter. Check the RPM and the TGT is rising. And patiently wait until the APU power is ready. So starter head's cut out. We're at 100%. TGT around 400. That's good. So we can turn the generator on, air on, all the valves opening, and the duct temperature is increasing. So now that we have power established, I'm going to do a quick scan around the overhead, so that everything is set correctly. I have state saving enabled, so anything I forgot to turn off last flight will be turned on now. So the generators are on and inoperative lights are on. Transformer rectifier units 1 and 2 are on. External power is off. Battery isolate and constant speed drive disconnect, all closed and guarded. The emergency lights are already armed. The starter master for the engine is off. We can check the generator 3 voltage, which is looking good. Not gonna bother with the pressure panel today as we're gonna stay quite low. Again, coming up to the bleed air panel, no lights on, all the valves are open, set to auto, set to on. Only one pack on with the APU running. That's all looking good. Engine anti-ice. Sorry, the airframe, the wing anti-ice is off. Windshield heating. Temperature below 20 degrees, so windshield heating can go to the low position. Engine anti-ice stays off for now. Pitot and vane heating also stays off for now. We got the no smoking lights on, already can turn on the fasten seatbelt signs. Checking on our left side here. The, what's it called? The ventilation is open. Alternative brakes are off. Nose wheel steering is on. Let's get a little floodlight so we can see better. Annunciator panel is tested. Brake temperature is reading, well, ambient temperature. Which is expected. Checking the glare shield. Lift dumper showing in. Fuel shutoff valve showing open. All lights off. Let's
Flight slow. Pull up. Flight slow. Pull up.
GPWS has been tested. This... well, let's set it up. We could leave it off for today. Let's set 10 degrees pitch up. Heading, altitude hold off for now. The heading, runway heading in Whangarei is 242, which is already set. So just as a reminder, as we don't have a viewer or ILS, we don't have anything like that. But just as a reminder to the runway heading, we're gonna set 242. Heading bug is also set to runway heading. The DME 1173 is still set on both radios. We can already tune in the DME of Kiri Kiri, which is 116.1. Fuel shutoff valve showing open on the right side and lift dumper in on the right side. Also for the co-pilot, annunciator panel has been tested. Let's get a little light on brake temperature. Looking good. We're not going to set this up. Or let's say 1, 2, 3 on the 17th of the month. And the oxygen can go on, although we don't need it at the altitudes that we are gonna fly. One thing I forgot is to turn the radio masters on. So let's do that now. And continue checking the instrument panel. So angle of attack sensor is reading 0. Airspeed indicator looking good, no flags. The artificial horizon also showing level and no flags. The radio altimeter showing 0. Let's automatically set The pressure should be reading, so it's 1024 today, and we're reading about 120, 125, 130, which is correct. Altitude we're gonna set to, say, 8,000 for today. Vertical speed indicators reading 0. HSI showing no flags. And corresponding with the compass. And the, what's it called, the RMI, it's not showing anything as the radios are still off, or the ADF radios are still off at the moment. Come to the central panel here. All engine parameters, as the engines are off, I expected. All readings 0, all pressures 0, all temperatures showing ambient temperature, as does the fuel temperature. This is already set to 170, full power takeoff for the condition being. And just a quick glance over the co-pilot side, but it's all looking good. We got the lights, we don't need to test them as all the doors are open for now. Coming to the hydraulics. It's all showing 0 as the pumps are off. Overweight light is tested. Overweight light is tested. So let's basically test all the lights that are off. We should have made an APU fire test. We forgot that. No worries. APU is running fine. It's just a simulator, so we have the liberty to forget things. But normally before the APU start, we should conduct a fire test. Well, when we're already down here, we can test the engine fire detection. So left side looking good, lights illuminating here and here, and expecting lights here and here for the right side. That's working fine. Filter iced, light has been tested, and everywhere we got low pressure warnings, which is to be expected. Also we're checking the fuel pumps. Left forward, lights go out. Left aft, lights go out. Right forward, lights go out. And right aft, lights go out. Let's get the nav lights on. Set up our radio navigation. We're going to leave the comm radio off today. Set the ADF both to on. And we're going to set Whangarei NDB 326 on the pilot side. To 6 and receiving a signal, and we're going to set the carry NDB 226 on the co-pilot side. So no reception, but it's to be expected, of course. We're on the ground and the NDB is far away. Set the transponder to standby. Confirm roll and pitch access of the autopilot are in, and autopilot and yaw damping is turned off. Master radios are on. Hydraulic systems all on, and the lights showing. The lights illuminated. Good. Let's hop over to the EFB. We can already close these doors. Gonna stay with 300 kilograms of cargo today, which should be enough. Let's fuel up 1500 kilograms.
November Zulu Whiskey Romeo traffic NEW South 28 taking off runway 24 departure to the north. November Zulu Whiskey Romeo traffic NEW South 28 taking off runway 24 straight out departure.
It's 1500. How is that? How are we hearing the radios? Well, doesn't matter. Good. We're gonna take 25 people today, which will put us at a gross weight of 22,381. I haven't found a calculation for the runway distance for the takeoff run that we need anywhere. So we're just gonna have to eyeball it. The fully loaded airplane will need 1600 meters of runway up to a height of 35 feet. So with this weight, I tested it a little bit lighter still, and it went airborne just fine. So we should be fine today with this weight. Alright. With that, we can already close the passenger doors. Let's get a little bit of... Yes. Let's get a little bit of hydraulic pressure into the system. And last time, just so you know, I turned on System 2, which is wrong. System 2 is the flight controls. We're gonna need System 1. So here the pressure is rising, and you can see the brake pressure is rising into the green range, and now we can use the parking brakes. So with that, we can turn that off again and remove the chocks. Good. So do we have... There's no traffic here. That's good. So we can pre-plan our pushback. And that should be fine. Just like so. And then we can taxi out onto the runway. Enter that. Let's get the plane ready for engine start. So anti-collision lights top bottom come on. Last time I mixed these up. The strobe lights come on the runway. These are the anti-collision, the red lights that signal that the engines are about to be started. This can stay on, this can stay on. The starter master comes on. And also all the fuel pumps come on. Also, I forgot to check this condition here. Ah, this is set to the takeoff position. Awesome. So, we're ready for the engine start. Let's request the pushback. Again, check in, so we don't forget it like last time. Chocks are removed. All doors and hatches are closed. And also close this door. Seatbelt signs are on. Let's push. So strangely, there is a tow truck, but there's no sounds, no talking with this add-on. Normally there is, but today there isn't. So we just have to always have a look outside and see where we are and if we have to release and set the parking brake. So I would assume that we are ready for the push now. So release the parking brake and let's go. And engine 2, start. %15% on the high pressure turbine. Fuel cut off to start. Igniter light is on. HP RPM rising. And N1 RPM rising. TGT increase. Oil pressure is also increasing. And igniter light cut out. The generators come on. 50%. Fuel cutoff to open. Number 1. Starter on. Pushback seems to be completed. Let's set the parking brake. Bye bye. Again 15% on the high pressure. Start on. RPM increasing on the high pressure and then N1, the low pressure stage. TGT increasing. Oil pressure increasing. And starter light has cut out. Fuel shut off to open. So these are working fine. Let's get engine anti-ice to auto. This can stay at lower. Pitot vane heating on. Get the second pack on. And duct tape temperature is increasing. And with that all running, we can get rid of the APU. So generator 3 off reset. And stop the APU. So again, quick scan overhead over the overhead panel. No lights illuminated except for the APU lights for the moment. When it's shut down, generator inoperative and overspeed will go out. Alright. Also here all lights are out. Can test the skid control, we forgot that. And that's looking good. Again, here all lights are out. Extend and turn on the taxi lights. Close the pushback window. And we're off. So the wind was 245 at 9. So we're making our way towards the end of runway 24 now. Parking brake off. Flaps come to 18, short runway. Upon entering the runway, extend the landing lights. Turn on the landing lights. Turn on the strobe lights. And turn on the transponder. Tell the cabin crew that to take their seat for takeoff.
Come through, please take your seats with you.
Set the trim for takeoff. And also set the flaps for takeoff. The speed box for takeoff. Come on, swing around. And again, we're more or less gonna eyeball this today. So right after takeoff, we're gonna begin our climb up to 8,000 feet and fly a heading of about 330 until we can receive the Whangarei viewer. So let's already set this 330. Again, quick scan. Good thing we did that. The yaw damper has to be on. Not strictly for takeoff, but it's always good practice to keep it on while we're flying. We have to turn this off now, and the lights come off. Everything else is looking very good and in the green. Let's get rid of the tablet for now. And take off. We're failing to come up to 100%. Abort. Okay, let's set the parking brake. Also forgot this. Give me just a second, I have to recheck the performance charts. We might have to set something different around here. I thought with these temperatures 170 is fine, but apparently it's not. Found it. My dumbass forgot to turn the gas lock to off. Now our controls are working, which I heard is important, and we can also advance the thrust levels beyond 80%. So let's try that again. Standing on the brakes. and take off.
Power set.
Check. Let's go. Check.
Rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Flaps 11.
Flaps 11.
Flaps up.
Flaps up. What a rocket.
Set climb power.
Climb power set. So setting the carry DME now. I should turn this on in order for it to work. Always good practice. 30 miles. Also we're receiving the NDB. So let's track that. 8,000 feet. Right, let's line up the heading block. Select heading on the autopilot. Also height. Oh no, we're climbing. And we're already at the point where we should start descending. So let's do that. Let's engage the autopilot. Shut it. Autopilot on. Indicated airspeed mode. Pull back to idle. We'll track a little more to the right. And let's see if we can pull up the charts for carry. No, airspeed please. What am I doing wrong? Why? So that's not working, that's great. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So whatever, autopilot off. Oh, I probably should have set this to 0. Turn the autopilot back on. Heading, airspeed. Awesome. So we're now 80 miles out. Come on. We're gonna do just a visual approach. Let's pull up the taxi chart. Heading 327, so we're more or less coming onto the runway for a straight-in approach. Still good, 15 miles to go. This could be it, but I'm not sure. Right, this can come back to takeoff. Reset the barometer, the altimeter, 1085 still. Let's use some speed brake. We're really high for 11 miles. So let's dive. This could be it. No, that's not a runway. So we'll have to track a little more to the left.
Flaps 11.
Flaps 11.
2500.
Speed brakes in. And manual flight. Also, what is your elevation? 500. Okay.
Gear down.
Gear down. Flaps 18.
Flaps 25.
Holding up.
Flaps 42.
No. Again, very chaotic. But that's what we're used to here. There it is. So, continue descending. Flaps will stay as is for the touch and go. No need for full flaps. So we're still 1500 feet above field elevation. Plenty high. Speed brakes not armed, lift dampers not armed, because we're doing a touch and go. Also speed brakes stay in during the touch and go. That's the field, that's the runway. And finally, we're looking quite stable. Heading after touch and go will be 300. There we go.
Terrain ahead.
Yes.
100 feet to minimum.
Too low. Flaps.
Minimum.
Too low. Flaps.
Shut up.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Go around, Paul.
Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up.
Yeah.
Flaps 11.
Laps 11.
Flaps up.
That wasn't scary at all. Flaps up.
Set climb power.
Climb power set. Autopilot on. Right. What are you doing? What are you doing, sir? That was almost an overspeed. Let's return back to 250 knots. Man, that plane is hard to fly. It really is. It's the flying itself is very, very nicely modeled. Very easy. It flies really nicely in terms of controls. But the systems, man. That's why we always have to practice. So this should automatically capture the altitude, right? Set the Pataya NDB 238. So this looks like it's capturing. Do not overspeed. So we say 238. Not 328. Right. 238. Oh, that's it. 238. Yeah, that's this one. So 260 on heading. To the DME 1158. 17 miles. Right. So November Zulu Kilo Tango, please. And we're gonna do NDB approach on runway 12. Wind half an hour ago was 21113, so pretty much perpendicular to the runway. So let's see, NDB DME. So let's set 120 degrees here. And also go to indicated airspeed mode. No. And let's set 2,000. 2,140. Let's set 2. That's good. Really want to have 2.2 at 10 DME. Well, we're not gonna make that. I can dive down and F22 or 2140. No, we want to have 3000 when crossing the end. Okay, no worries, no worries. Okay, 3000 crossing the DME. Correct a little bit to the left now. So probably already crossing the airfield now. Because the NDB and the DME are located away from the airport. Let's see. Where are you? There it is. Whoa. Going to do that. Autopilot is still engaged. So I'm going to fly outbound at 272 degrees. Like that. Right. Let's also turn this off and turn the autopilot off. Pretty much, yeah, we're pretty much crossing now. So we go down to 2,200. And there's no point for the turn, but we're going to stay below 10 DME, so we're going to turn at 8 roundabout. So now we're about 272 degrees from the NDB. A little choppy weather today, which makes stuff more challenging again. 2,200. We're also quite fast. Turn this off, turn this off. Doesn't do us any good. 5 miles from the DME now. So flaps 11 gear down. So we should be more or less on course now. Let's see. We're going. That's looking good. Let's leave this open. Don't sink. Come on. Flaps 18. That's chaos. That's just chaos, man. That's not good. Let's at least climb to 2,100. Coming up on 8 miles. So we start the turn. What an embarrassment. But that's why we're practicing. Also, well, I knew what I was doing. Very, very short flights, quick succession of airports. There's not really time to, to prepare for anything. And then fly this complicated plane. We're a bit fast now. Let's reduce the speed again for the altitude. Also coming up on the 300 radio, so to 120 inbound for the NDB. Let's descend to 2100 now. Descent, please. So we're getting pushed to the right quite a bit. (2100). Let's stay at this altitude. Flaps 24 or 25, I don't even know. Preparing for a full stop landing. So 5 miles on the DME, 2 miles to go, and then we start our 3-degree descent. One mile to go. Set flaps full. Still very nicely tracking 120 inbound. Half mile to go. Let's close this. We're a tad high, so we're starting the descent now. About 700 feet per minute. Again, getting pushed off course, so correcting for that. Where's my chart? Oh man, why did I close it? But don't worry, field in sight. So flaps full, gear down. Please set for takeoff power. Spoilers armed. And let's continue visually. Quite strong crosswind today.
1,000.
So we try to stay at about 140 now. 120, excuse me. Just a tad bit faster than we should be. Quite turbulent air. There's only 2 puppy lights if I see it correctly, and they're both white, so we're a bit high.
100 feet to minimum.
So let's drop.
Minimum.
That's good.
Minimums.
What's with the trees in the approach line? This can't be good.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Sit down. Oh, speed brake out. And let's a brake. Could have used the other runway, the gravel one. F28 should be well equipped for that. But I wanted to try the NDB approach. Which, in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have. But we're down, we're alive. Okay. Beautiful. So let's taxi to the gate. Clean up the aircraft. Let's pull up a taxi chart. As this is my first time at this airport. So lift under speed brakes come in. Flaps come up. And the Viewmaster on. There's really not much parking there. I guess we go here onto this apron. Reset. Wow, what a trip. Did you feel safe? I know I didn't. I had problems sometimes finding the airport as well, so there's that. But we made it. Made it to the ground safely without the airplane having to bitch around too much. So at least there's that. Don't overrun the taxiway, please. Landing lights can now all come off, as do the strobe lights. Already tender transponders standby. So where are we going? What's that? Is that just a circle? Okay, that seems to be just a loop, so doors on the left side, so we're gonna take the left path. That anymore. It's the wrong button. light off and retract. Let's do a sharp turn here. What are you doing now? Get out of my way. Also brake temperatures in the green, not excessive. What a cool plane. You can really do anything with it. So about here should be fine. Parking brake on. Engine fire test in preparation for the shutdown. This can come on now. The air is already on. Get one pack off. And turn the engines off. Awesome. The anti-collision lights can come off. And the fasten seatbelt signs can come off. Right, let's now open the doors. Set the shocks. And begin cleaning up the aircraft. So the gust lock has to come up, which is not as important as the gust lock has to be down for takeoff. So from bottom to top, we can turn off the radio masters. Turn off the ADS. Some radios are already off. Transponder can come off. Nav lights can come off. Fuel pumps can all come off. That's all good already, that's all up and stowed. That's all looking good, that's all looking good. This is all turned off. Come to the overhead. No smoking can stay on. Turn rating off, the window reach off, and earpiece off. Closed. This stays on for a second and the passengers are gone. Generators, engine generators go to off and reset. So how we're looking? Cabin is empty, everyone's out, music off. And with that, packs can come off, APU air can come off. The generator can come off. APU can stop. APU master off. And finally, battery master off. Welcome to Qatar. So where's my plane? That's parked very nicely. That's okay, we can leave that. Awesome. So that was a wild trip. If you enjoyed that and want to see more of messy hand flying and unstable approaches. I'm here. Just subscribe to the channel. Also give the video a like if you liked it. And yeah, share it if you want. I don't know with whom, but do so. And apart from that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.